hit them with that act reacher. Y'all gonna learn today. I'm a teacher. That act reacher. Get into the bag like berserker, boy. Fuck around, I'ma hurt you, boy. Stick jab, side step, uppercut you, boy. The champ is here, you can't survive in my circle, boy. Yeah. Look at my drip right here. Universe is all I wear. Red Fox logo right here, yeah. I breathe a different air. They can't spar with me. Blood, sweat, and tears. You see the scars on me. I need a fast bag, split second bag. I need it hitting like a speed bag, yeah. I age like fine wine. This is that ageless music. I hit them with that act reacher.
Look alive, look alive. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your favorite, yet your most hated Oddfella, back for another one. Stag and Odd show. You know what I mean? I'm subbing in for your boy Act Reacher 45 as he's away on vacation. My dude said he going to Malta. I mean, getting some work in Malta. Okay. So salute to my guy Act Reacher and whatnot. He'll be returning shortly. But in the meantime, between time, you got your favorite, yet your most hated Oddfella in the dig. And salute to everybody that's pulling on up. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Salute to one of Utah's finest, Mark Wunderlich, in the building, in the dig. Salute. And we got the OG Kano Loco TV also tapping in. Salute. In the dig. Yeah, y'all know what it is. Make sure y'all shop usualsuspect6.com. Of course, because y'all fit the description. New drip, new merchandise is up right now, so make sure y'all tap into that. And of course, y'all can get half the pot every other week with the Usual Suspect 50/50 draw in the day. Cash App $sign usual 50/50. Tickets are $10 for one ticket, $20 you get free tickets, and for $50 you get a total of 10 tickets. Send your email address as well as your name and or your alias, and we'll get you your assigned ticket numbers. The winners will be announced next Friday, January the 24th, on Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, bullshitting on the Beltway, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be going down. So once again, Cash App $sign usual 50/50. And you can get yourself your tickets. And of course, we got that new game as well popping. We do got that new game as well popping. Find the Boxer. You know, dig. Find the Boxer. All you got to do, one of these boxes has Jamel Charlo hidden behind it. If you find that boxer, if you find that box, you win the cash, the guaranteed cash prize, split half the pot. If all the boxes are sold out, you're guaranteed $500. You know what I mean? So you got a choice from box 1 to 54, a 1 in 54 chance to win this cash prize in the dig. So yeah, that's Find the Box. So we are definitely looking out for Mel Charlo. Salute to Clarence McLean in the building, the No Duck Zone podcast. Yes, salute to my peoples. Yes, indeed. Yeah, today we're gonna do a little bit something different. I mean, we are gonna do the tier list, which is similar, which is standard for the Ack and Odd show, of course. But we're gonna take it out of the realm of boxing, and we are going to tier the bad boy entertainment artists because there's been a lot decent to fair to great artists that have been on the Bad Boy roster. You know what I mean? And we're definitely going to speak about it, discuss it, and I definitely need the help of the chat, because I don't know if the brothers are pulling up on me today. You know what I mean? They might have saw the thumbnail and was like, ugh, you know what I mean? No Diddy. So, you know what I mean? I'm definitely going to need the help of the chat in regards to tearing up. In regards to definitely tearing up these bad boy artists. And of course we got some things I brought over from Wake and Bake Saturdays for those of y'all that are familiar with TWR Presents. Make sure y'all subscribe. You know what I mean? Right here on YouTube, TWR Presents. That's my home channel. But of course, I brought over some of my little clips. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get to play them today. But yeah, we'll see if the brothers pull up, because if they don't, it's gonna be a damn.
Shame. Shame.
But y'all know what it is. Salute to Tay, the real queen of MMA combat talk. Hashtag NYC. The other half of the full Berserker clan is here. Yes, indeed, Queen. Salute. In the dig. And the Berserker handbag is on the Wizay. Okay. That's what it is. ShopUsualSuspect6.com. And before we get into the Bad Boy Entertainment tier list, make sure y'all go to usualsuspect6.com for our latest boxing rankings. Of course, we did the 140-pound division. We did that heavyweights. And we, of course, did the pound for pound.
Suspect.
Indeed. Usual Suspect 6 pound for pound. Make sure y'all tap into usualsuspect6.com, the house of all our boxing rankings. Yes, indeed. And yeah, those rankings definitely can switch up as we're getting these fights, as we're getting these great fights. Salute to Big Turk. And one thing I want to touch on before we get into our Bad Boy Entertainment tier list, we can talk a little boxing. We can't have the chat populate a little bit more before we get into this tier list. So let's talk a little boxing this morning. In the dig? And let's talk about the potential Big Turk welterweight tourney that's being rumored. You know what I mean? That's being rumored over there in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh season / Ring Magazine cards. Of course, we seen the actual signing of Ryan Garcia. He's rumored to fight Isaac Cruz. Of course, in probably what would be a catchweight, welterweight type fight. Devin Haney has made an announcement saying goodbye to 140. These are facts. I mean, his next rumored opponent, which I believe will be announced in short fashion, will be Jose Carlos Ramirez. Jose Ramirez, who's a legitimate, I would say, 140 to 147 pounder. He's a big 140 pounder, and the size of him, really, he don't have no business being at 140 anymore. So this is a legitimate welterweight fight for Devin Haney. We also now have rumors of Teofimo Lopez being matched up against Jerron Boots Ennis. Now here's where the whole rumors ties in, where it's not only been speculated but heard spoken from the man himself, Big Turk, of this welterweight tournament that he wants to put on in 2025. Let's make boxing great again, people. Let's make the welterweights great again, people, because right now the welterweights are devoid of action and star power, right? And we're gonna do, speaking of which, the welterweight tier list next week. We are gonna do the 147 tier list next week. So it's great that we finally have some active news coming out of the welterweight division, because it has been somewhat devoid of action. That sounds good to me. The prospects of Devin Haney coming to 147, a clean and tested Ryan Garcia coming to 147. And does that mean Teofimo will soon vacate his 140 belt, because he seems like he has no interest in fighting the winner of Arnold Barbosa and Jack Catterall? So does that officially mean that Teo is moving up to 147? The prospects of 147 are looking real nice. Yes, indeed. Salute to Tay-Tay. Please smash that like button. Y'all know what it is, the Akinod Show. Talking a little boxing before we get into this tier list. Big Turk's welterweight tourney. Do we like this? Do we have any criticisms? Because there are those that have criticisms of what Big Turk is putting in play. I definitely have no qualms about this so-called motion, and I hope a schedule is soon released. And that's another rumor I've been hearing. The Big Turk schedule. We got a lot of pessimists and skeptics within the circle of the suspects that don't believe a lot of this back and forth talk between these fighters are going to come to fruition. But once again, people, I said it's a new day in boxing, where we have a bank that is highly invested and highly influential to bringing change into the sport, into bringing great fights that not only the public wants to see, but what he wants to see. So can the prospects of this welterweight tournament get down? Do we care that no one's talking about Marios Barrios in this situation, who's a current WBC welterweight champion. Do we care that no one's speaking of Minus Stanionis in regards to this tournament? Mind you, both of those guys are associated to that sinking ship called the PBC. Now, Derek Gaines, salute to Derek Gaines, the legend up in the building. He says 80s and the 90s are the best times for boxing, in my opinion. Yeah, that's arguable. However, this could be a situation where we can be going upon unprecedented territories. Because even in the 80s and the 90s, there was the amount of great fights, but there was still ducking going on. There was still multiple belts, at least three belts that one had to obtain to be undisputed. There were still those situations where fighters were throwing away belts because they didn't want to fight a certain fighter that earned their spot, i.e. Riddick Bowe. So yes, there were some great fights and a great frequency of great to good fights and classic, memorable fights in those times. But who's to say that these times can't come again? And come again in a way where all these fighters are forced to fight because they're all under one umbrella in a league-like system, which wasn't in place in the 80s and 90s. There was ways in politics that still exist, that existed in those times that got in the way of fights happening at the right times. So I'm optimistic, Derek Gaines. I'm definitely optimistic that Big Turk can definitely continue to implement some great boxing motions and make boxing great again. Yes, indeed. Make sure y'all smash that like button as you fall on in. It's your favorite, your most hated Oddfella subbing in for Act Reach of 45. You the dig. He definitely will be back in the short term. But like I said, in between time, you got me filling in. We talking Big Turk's welterweight tourney. And before we once again get into this Bad Boy Entertainment tier list, let me cut off to commercial real quick and ask you, and one question I want to ask the chat: is it time to bring back Night Court?
No problem. I'm gonna open it up for opening statements and testimonies, good things like that. Would defense like to go first, or would the prosecution?
First, I would like to know the charges that are being laid against my client, Saul Canelo Alvarez. And first off, in the court, in the Supreme Court of Law, I would like my client to be addressed none other than Saul Canelo Alvarez. Nothing else, nothing less.
You have that. You have that right. You have that right, counselor.
Now, he has that, Your Honor, he has that right. However, this is your courtroom, and I will not follow defense's rules unless you rule to be so.
Okay. You don't have to comply.
Yes, indeed. I'm definitely on the campaign and leading the pack for one that says we need to bring back Night Court. You know what I mean? So make sure you email ACT hit him up on X or Facebook and tell him, yeah, bring back Night Court. We need to see the reemergence of Judge Galvatron. Queen 71 said, who on trial? In that episode, I believe Canelo was on trial. But I think in a future episode, I think the chat can agree with me. I think Tankalicious need to go on trial. I think Tankalicious might need to go on trial for very much robbing the boxing public. I think he could get charged with definitely some felony charges, Queen. So let's put some definite thoughts into that. Bringing back Night Court and putting up Tankalicious Davis on fire on trial. Y'all know what it is. Smash that like button. We about to get into this tier list. Once again, we changed it up for this week and doing the Bad Boy Entertainment tier list. Let me start off with these tiers. First off, need more info is where all these artists are gonna start at before I start breaking them down, and where I think they are slotted. At the very bottom, we have the beater. That's the lowest class that will be tiered in today's stream. Next up from that, we have the overrated hype. Yeah, there's definitely a couple of those in this group. Now we got the mids. Okay, but yeah, those ones. We next tier up, we got short but sweet career. That's the definition of a lot of Bad Boy Entertainment artists. They've definitely had some highlights, but short careers. We have the living legend tier that is still walking amongst us, still somewhat influencing what is now pop culture, hip-hop culture, right here and right now. And then the top tier, which is equivalent to the boxing god tier, we have the cultural icon. Yes, indeed. We have the cultural icon that has influenced and changed the game dramatically, and is still spoke about in high regards to this day, over decades, over generations. It's still spoke on. So that's the cultural icon right there. Let's start off light, and before I start off, let me jump in the chat and see, make sure who's up in here, because I'm flipping between two screens at the moment. You know what I mean? Salute to Shawa. Big up Shawa in the chat. Indeed. Yeah, I peeped your video earlier on about the winds in California. I didn't realize that you was out there trucking. You know what I mean? So you put some facts behind some of my skepticism about, I didn't realize there was those heavy winds in California like that. You know what I mean? But you put some facts behind that, and you actually experienced those heavy winds over there driving through that corridor. So yeah, salute to Shawa. Make sure y'all tap into that video over there. Shawa's putting out the content. Yes, indeed. Salute the Dirt Gang boss. Dirt Gang boss in the building. Salute. But yeah, we about to get into this tier list. And pardon self for all the pop-up ads and whatnot. I am on a different computer as I'm doing this stream that doesn't have on my pop-up blockers and whatnot. But yes, indeed, smash that like button as your phone on in. Here go to once again. Here go the tiers. Cultural icon at the top, and at the bottom we got the bottom feeder. We're gonna start off light. And go to King Combs. King Combs, for those of y'all that don't know who King Combs is Diddy's son. One of Diddy's son, and King Combs is definitely a legitimate artist on the Bad Boy roster. Emulates a lot of the things that his father, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Brother Love, has done. However, I can't think of one good track. I can't think of one memorable track from King Combs. I can't think of one dope bar, one dope line that King Combs has dropped. You know what I mean? King Combs' his whole style is from his daddy. You know what I mean? He's putting on a little modern twist to the whole Jiggy era. But there's something about his face that rubs me the wrong way. Pause, no Diddy. Right? I just don't like him. You know what I mean? I don't like his voice. I don't like his bars. And there's nothing memorable about his sound. He's just a quintessential industry plant that organically has a famous daddy in Diddy. Now, in my opinion, I don't need more info on King Combs. We can start off, like I said, light, but he's so heavy he falls all the way to the bottom, and my guy's a bottom feeder to me. My guy is a straight bottom feeder to me. Can I get an amen in the chat? You know what I mean? It's the people with me. You know what I mean? I see Queen 71. She say bottom feeder. She agrees. She agrees with your boy. You know what I mean? Let me get a couple more bottom feeders before. Okay, Shaba seconds that. You know what I mean? The Dirt Game boss say amen. Okay, that's what's up. Because I don't. If anybody can correct me, does King Combs got a dope song? Am I missing something dope that King Combs has done throughout the years? I mean, because I am getting old. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm missing because he's somewhat of a YN. He's 26, right? But yeah, I think we solid with that. I think we solid with that. Your boy's a bottom feeder. We're gonna go to Janelle Monáe. Now, before I talk about Janelle Monáe, let me bring it back a couple steps. I mean, let me bring back a couple steps because when I thought about doing this stream, and start putting the stream together and putting the tier list together is when I realized how many dope to decent artists went through or was in the Bad Boy Entertainment circle. How many bad boy artists were jerked or diddled by the diddler? No diggy. There's a lot of good music. A lot of good music that was put out definitely throughout the years. And it's so unfortunate that I would say 75 to 80% of these artists, their careers were cut short due to the cutthroat tactics and the ultimate shadiness of the guy that was helmed at the top, and P. Diddy. In the dig? So allow me to set the table with that, and let's continue this meal cooking on Janelle Monáe. Now, Janelle Monáe, I'm gonna be real, I'm not familiar with her. In my estimation, I'm gonna have to leave and need more info. I can't think of a Janelle Monáe song off top, though her name is familiar to me, her face is familiar to me, her music is not. If anybody up in the chat can put me on to if Janelle Monáe is even active, does she have a sound that's unique, distinct, or is she just running the mill? In the dig, salute D-Man Jr. in the building. Check your inbox, check your email, your ticket, your 50-50 ticket was sent. Once again, 50 ticket winners will be announced next Friday on Supreme Beat Spots and Talk Bullshitting on the Beltway. That's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It will be going down, splitting half the pot. The other half goes to the LDBC meet and greet. Yes, indeed. Securing venues, paying for the food and the liquor. Yeah, that's what's going down. Salute to the good doctor. KG in the building. Make sure y'all get your prescriptions from the good doctor on shopusualsuspect6.com. Get a dig. Get yourself some organic beetroot. We got that ashwagandha and black pepper. Not the same that Ryan got. This is the good doctor's prescription. You ain't gonna get pot from this one. We got those apple cider vinegar gummies. Yes, indeed. So as far as I've been stalling with the promo a little bit and looking over the chat, and ain't nobody talking about Janelle Monáe. Nobody knows nothing about no Janelle Monáe, huh? Is that what it boils down to? I mean, is that what it really boils down to? I'm surprised. I'm definitely surprised because I know we got some new school people in the chat. He said, "What's above the short but sweet?" You got the living legend, and then at the top, KG, we got the cultural icon. Okay, well, I'm gonna leave for now. I'm gonna leave Janelle Monáe at needs more info. I mean, I don't know enough about her. Let's keep it moving. Okay, keep it moving. I think this is a group right here called Danny D. Kane. Danny D. Kane. Is anybody in the chat familiar with Danny D. Kane? Salute to Joe Townsend. Big Joe in the building. Big Joe might know Danny D. Kane personally. I mean, because he get down like that. He a real mover and shaker out here in these streets. Big Joe, can you tell me something about the female group coming out of the Bad Boy Entertainment, Danny D. Kane? Huh? D-Man said, Danny what? Danny the what? Danny T. Kane, D-Man Jr. Danny T. Kane, you know what I mean? This might be, maybe they might have put out some music about 6, 7, 8 years back. I know they definitely ain't hot like that no more. Pop culture, I guess it was a split between pop and urban, but there was definitely bad boy artists. I mean, you know, Diddy was trying to cross over into all lanes. You dig? All lanes. Yes, Danny Kane can be considered R&B, definitely on the popish type style. Who's that group that Justin Timberlake came from? They, you know what I mean? You could technically say they was R&B. So yeah, on that type of shit. See, ain't nobody know Danny Kane like that. We gonna have to leave him there. Need more info on Danny D. Kane. I don't really want to know more about no Danny D. Kane, but we're gonna leave you there, Danny D. Kane. This is more new news in the Diddy world. A lot of the new in the Bad Boy era has been weak. I haven't. It's kind of went over my head, or really to say under my head. That I don't really know much about it. Next on deck, we got a group, an all-female group that I think Diddy was a part of himself. Dirty Money. Anybody know about Dirty Money? Joe Townsend pulled up, says, and you right, Odd. I met D Woods a while ago. We got Dirty Money next on deck, and to be honest, once again, we gonna have to go really speed run through these new news, these little new artists, because Dirty Money is some new dirt to me, because I know I don't even need to listen to any of the music. I know what I'm gonna be hearing, some dirt. You know what I mean? And this is the dirt that you don't want to even pick up. I mean, if you put that dirt in your ears, you might come out with an earache or something. You might need some antibiotics after that, bitch. Okay, KG, the good doctor, is giving us some great insight. He said Dirty Money is what was left of Danny D. Kane and just added Diddy, no Diddy. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Can we, with that being said, can we agree to say that they deserve to be on overrated hype? Because I did hear the name a lot. It's that Dirty Money something. Yeah, it's that Dirty Money something. Yeah, I heard something like that. You know what I mean? But shit, I don't know. I think they might have found a home at overrate height, but my peoples in the chat, y'all can check me on it if I'm reaching on that. D-Man Jr. Yeah, let him know. Let him know. I mean, we on that clean tip, nigga. Understand. Where 5 at? I hope 5 sees this. You know what I mean? D-Man don't get involved in those activities. You don't touch no dirty money. Huh? You don't touch that. Make sure y'all smash that like button. It's your favorite, yeah, your most hated Oddfella. Filling in for Act Reacher 45. You're going to be back soon time. We're going to get up to our next bad boy artist on deck. This one should be fun right here. MGK. Machine Gun Kelly. What the chat know about Machine Gun Kelly? Let me tell disclaimer, I don't know a lot of Machine Gun Kelly's music, but I rate him. I don't think he's a bad artist. I mean, I don't think he's a bad artist. I like the fact that he tries to mix somewhat of the shock rock into the rap. Just being a wholesome white boy. I mean, you the dig. Oh, KG already saying the nigga overrated. The nigga overrated. Now how you gonna be overrated when MGK, you know what I mean, who's named after Notorious Gangster. I like the name though. But how you gonna be overrated when MGK slew, in my opinion, a so-called rap god in Eminem? A so-called rap god in Eminem. Let's talk about it. Huh? Let's talk about it. So don't come up here in this chat talking about, oh, MGK, my guy's overrated. Nah, B. Nah, we ain't doing that today. We can put him at, okay, but your catalog's a little weak. But I'm going to give you credence because you slayed Eminem. You made Eminem look silly. Huh? Kill shot wasn't a kill shot. Let's talk about it. Had more fabric within today's time. With so much that people start using that catchphrase. Let's talk about it. And Eminem does have a weird beard. Let's be real. Uh-oh. Do we got some dissidents in the chat? You lying. Are you here? You hear Kill Shot? Yes, I heard Kill Shot. And Kill Shot was not a kill shot. It was a leg shot, D-Man Jr. It was a graze. It was a graze to a nigga's kneecap. Let's Talk About It can still be played to this day. Are you serious? Come on, chat. Let me get some more. Let me get some more smoke. Am I reaching? My nigga's okay, but I'm not putting them at overrated height unless I get 3 more. Unless I get 3 or more of those, we can put them down there. But come on, MGK did the Lord's work by slaying Eminem, humbling Eminem. Got folks out here in Canada calling Eminem the rap god. For real, nah, B. Nah. Fuck out of here, D, man. You ain't helping my case. You ain't you ain't helping my case. Let me get two more. Let me hear two more saying the rap devil is overhyped or overrated hype. I mean, and we gonna move on to the next because I vehemently disagree. My man's still putting out good music. My man ain't jocking no styles. My man's representing the Clee, representing the land, my niggas, Ain't nobody represent the land like that since Bone Thugs, And that other, what's his name? Don Tripp. Don't forget Don Tripp. But yeah, MGK, you gonna sit here and say MGK overhyped. All right, that's what we gonna do with him. We don't respect a man for slaying a so-called giant. You can do that. Move on to the next. This Obama lookalike isn't Obama. That Obama lookalike isn't Obama. It is Sean, the illustrious Sean, the one that gave us lines to Andrew Cunanan ass niggas. That line was hard, bro, because there's a lot of Andrew Cunanan ass niggas running around here. Remind me of Tankalicious. But I digress. Sean never had no classic albums. I'm sorry. He ain't never had no classic albums, B. Sean went hard as fuck, you say. He had some hard club bangers. I would give him 2 or 3 of them. And 2 of them is because he had Barrington Levy on the hook. Not a bad boy in the corner, so move from on ya, cause we is dangerous. Yeah. Them type things. Sean had 3 good songs. That about it. You know what I mean? That about it. Sean did his time. Of course, we remember he was involved in the whole Bad Boy shooting with Diddy, J-Lo. Was it at that famous club at the time in New York, the Tunnel? I might be mistaken, but it definitely was at a club. Years later, we've had the victim come out and say Sean wasn't the shooter. It was actually potentially, allegedly Diddy. We have Sean do his time, come out and somewhat corroborate that story as well. We have Sean moving and shaking around and campaigning to be the next president of Belize, his native country. No longer is in the music realm. However, he's making visits and appearances on Nori's Drink Champs. But he is a man of the campaign, the government campaign. Sean is, in my opinion, yeah, Sean had some hits, but he's overrated hype to me. Man's overrated hype. He had some hype hits, but at the time when albums were still a necessary part of the game, when having a dope LP was necessary of being a dope artist, he ain't had that. He didn't have that. In fact, his voice very much mimicked the same tones of a legendary great, the notorious B.I.G. Am I reaching? Am I reaching? Yeah, he put a little bit of more or Caribbeanisms on it, but yo, the man was hollow, and he only sound full once again when he had Barrington Levy pulling up his hooks. Overrated hype. What does the chat think about that? Make sure y'all smash that like button. Dirt Game Boss says facts. KG out here saying okay, but okay, but what? But what, KG? I mean, Shine out here on Drink Champs, dry snitching, changing up his accent every chance he get. He overrated. Shine an actor. I couldn't believe how we sound nowadays when they caught him on National Beliefs television. He said nigga sounded half African, half Caribbean. What kind of accent is that? That's how Belize niggas sound? Huh? How long you been away, Shine? Where was that on the Shine album? Why couldn't you introduce us to the Belizean accent? You an imposter, Shine. Stop it. You're not getting no mid-tier ranking. Yes, indeed. Yeah, you damn right I think he overrated. You damn right I do. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody up in this chat is giving me no facts, giving me no receipts on a catalog or even a damn mixtape of good songs from Shine. You know what I mean? I laid it down for y'all. I said the nigga needed the necessary help of the legendary artist Barrington Levy. Barrington Levy to help his ass with his career. The nigga overrated hype. I mean, tell me I'm wrong with some receipts, and I don't see them. All rappers are actor. That is false, KG. Because I was once a rapper, and I'm not an actor. I mean, I was keeping it 95% of the time, my nigga. 95% of the time, that's predominance. So don't sit here and tell me that all rappers are actors. Yeah, and just because I'm out here north of the border and Canadian up and shit, now you trying to allude that I'm similar to Drake. No, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that, KG. That is an absolutely false statement.
Shame.
Okay. Next on deck, we got this is the time when Bad Boy They did sign 8Ball MJG. MJG put out a real dope album. Them times. We gonna get to 8Ball and MJG. I think I have them up. But Bad Boy started getting into the southern markets. They signed guys like Young Jock. I think they signed a group which formulated into a group called Boys in the Hood. Boys in the Hood had some what was that song called? Was it Bite Down? Bite Down was a classic. Yeah, I remember being up in the D and Bite Down in the club. Just, yeah. I have some fond memories of that time period. Bad Boy South, Gorilla Zoe, beats heavy knocking. In the club, we at the home city. Yeah. Yeah. You say, yeah, I'm a hood nigga. What you mean? Yeah, that's a classic joint right there. Hood Nigga by Gorilla Zoe, but that's all he had. That's all he had. And after the Hood Nigga trend, he kind of, dare I say, sold out. Because the next time I saw Gorilla Zoe, I think I saw his hair. He dyed his hair pink, and he was looking rather effeminate. Have we heard any other tracks from Gorilla Zoe since? Have we heard anything from Gorilla Zoe since? Gorilla Zoe's reign was very short. Shorter than Leprechauns, if you ask me. Salute to the suspect, stay ready, Mac in the building. Yes, indeed. It's hard for me because Gorilla Zoe had that one hit that Hood Nigga saying I'm a hood nigga. In the beach about a pound. Y'all know run the town. Hood nigga. I'm gonna have to put him over rated hype, man. Overrated hype, man. But you had a dope voice too. A dope, husky, Trade of Truth type voice, which is needed in the landscape of hip hop and vocalisms within hip hop. And then you turn around and dye your hair pink. Like, what's really going on in Atlanta sometimes? Huh? Gorilla Zoe has one hit. Indeed. I think we safe to say he's overrated. Yeah, he's overrated hype. Gorilla Zoe gonna stay there. Okay, next on deck, we got Mr. French Montana. Now, how we feel about French Montana? I think French Montana right now, I don't like him. I think, but when Frenchie first turned the touchdown and he was dropping mixtapes, French Montana was a powerhouse. French Montana arguably put New York hip hop back on the map because French Montana was great at making a good East Coast New York club hit. that didn't sound boom bap, that sound modernized New York East Coast. The Don't Panic. I mean, yeah, that right there. Yo, French was, if he kept his music like that. I don't like this whole little Afro beat wave that French is journeying on. Yes, see, the boy, I believe he's of Moroccan descent. You know what I mean? He's of Moroccan descent, and yes, he's now somewhat of elitist and is moving and shaking with the Kardashians and people of those ilk. But French Montana in his prime was a decent artist. I rocked with a lot of his music. You know what I mean? A lot of his music. So with that being said, even though I kind of hate who French Montana is developed to be today, I'm gonna say he's okay, alright, but your style's whack right now. You don't got the bars like that no more. We need you to get back in with Harry Fraud. Make another Harry Fraud mixtape. Yeah. Okay, I get back to it. Stop this Afro beat shit. Chat, can you agree with me? Am I reaching, or is French Montana overrated hype? Am I exaggerating the amount of dope hits and headbangers that French Montana had when he first touched down on the scene? Because if not, I think boys solid mids. Young Jock, I spoke on Young Jock a little bit earlier when I was speaking on Gorilla Zoe. Young Jock was one of the first artists on that Bad Boy South imprint. He did have a classic song, It's Going Down. Meet me in the club. It's going down. Like, and that beat, who was that? A-Rap Music or something? That nigga out of the New Orleans area, I think, made that beat. But that song is definitely a classic. But did Young Jock have anything else after that? I can't think of. He might have had a couple lukewarm records, but other than that, Young Jock went into the whole love and hip hop realm of things. I started to see Young Jock perm his hair. He had a perm with some blue hair, dyed hair up into it. You see Young Jock start rocking the merch. Not a purse, a merch. Yeah. So, in my opinion, Young Jock wasn't he was a nice little rap pop artist, but hype. Let's be real. Overrated hype. Only good for one hit, and the one hit was because of the hook was so numbing. It was so rhythmatic. It's going down. Meet me in the trap. It's going down. Yeah. Oh, fire. Put out after that. The man is overrated hype, in my opinion. Right beside your boy Gorilla Zoe, man. Bad Boy South's filling up that overrated hype. You know what I mean? In MJG, I would say arguably a legendary group. They did, surprisingly, they did have somewhat of a stint with Bad Boy. Over 5 years, they were signed to Bad Boy Entertainment. They were one of the big reasons why Bad Boy South was implemented. They did have a couple of highly successful albums when they were a part of Bad Boy Entertainment. Me, in my opinion, I am familiar with a couple of their hits of that time, but moving back before the Bad Boy era, I'm limited to their catalog, but do know and respect that they're a legendary duo. You know what I mean? That are still spoken with high regards today. Are they living legends? In some regions, I would say they are, but in my opinion, I'm putting living legends as my pick. What a living legend is that have been able to transcend and maintain relevance and influence over decades of time. I don't believe 8Ball and MJG have done that over a long, even though, albeit they've had a long career. They have a great catalog of albums. But are they living legends? What does the chat think about 8Ball and MJG? I'm not going to put them short, but sweet career. And it's almost disrespectful to say they okay, but but I think I'm going to have to settle with living legends on this one. Just to be safe, in any other tier seems to be a tad disrespectful. Big Joe says living legends is the only answer. Okay. Do we have any confirmation of that? Shaba says yes. Dirt Game Boss says, or Gotti without them on. You know what I mean? When I'm leaning towards other places, now the chat's giving me some particular and proper receipts. I think it's been settled, y'all. I think it's definitely been settled. We have our first living legends, tiered up living legends, 8Ball and MJG. Indeed. Let me
Bang,
find
bang, 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 bang.
Next on deck, people. Once again, make sure y'all smash that like button. It's the Ack and Odd Show. I'm your favorite. Yeah, you know, sir. He's gonna be back in due time. But true indeed, right now, we doing this Bad Boy Entertainment tier list. We're tearing up all the dope artists, all the past artists that have been involved, associated, signed to Bad Boy Entertainment. Next on deck, we have G-Dep. G-Dep actually was recently released from prison. G-Dep is now free. He's now home. He turned himself in from I believe, a murder that he ensued decades ago. That was left as an unsolved mystery. However, in my opinion, the stresses of the game during that time, coupled with the drug addiction and substance abuse, led him to turn himself in for that crime when he didn't really have to. But I guess the guilt or the voices in his head led him to that decision, and it seems that he's a better man for it, as he's once again been released. From what I know, G-Dep has only released the one album with Bad Boy Entertainment. Was it a classic album? No, it wasn't. Was I a fan of G-Dep? Very much so. He's probably my most favorite Bad Boy artist. And you see the group. You see the long list of Bad Boy artists. G-Dep is my absolute favorite. I believe his album was called Child of the Ghetto. He had a song on the album called Child of the Ghetto, which is one of my favorite G-Dep songs. Child of the Ghetto, nobody explained it to me. Fires. Special Delivery. This for my nigga though. Special Delivery. Spit like the get my wrist all glittery. Rap Ruler. You should have right jab like Zab Judah. You know what I mean? Yo, G-Dep had some clever, dry wit bars. You know what I mean? I love G-Dep. That Special Delivery video was fire. The dancing, the dancing on display, the beat, all that. Child of the Ghetto album was good. It wasn't great. It was like a 3.5, 4 mic album in my estimation. But I wish I heard more from G-Dep. I mean, I wish I heard more albums from G-Dep. He was a great artist to me. I don't know if he's interested in coming back, if he has an inkling of going back into the studio and putting out some more music. I do know he's highly educated now. He did get some type of degrees while he was on the inside. So salute to definitely the G-Dep for making a change in his life. I'm gonna have to put a short but sweet career for G-Dep. You know what I mean? He's one of these guys I suspect that was also done dirty by the shadiness and the underhandedness of your boy P. Diddy. Am I reaching with that statement? And people in the chat, let me know where you think G-Dep rates He's living, he's out of jail, he's doing well. Yeah, is it a reach to say he's a living legend? I don't think he's putting that much work. I think his catalog is short but sweet, memorable. Music I can still pull up. I can still pull up his album and bang that out. Right? Shaba says, never heard of G-Dep. I recommend you listen to one of two songs from G-Dep. If you're going to pick one, you pick Child of the Ghetto. If you don't like Child of the Ghetto and you want something that's a little bit more fast-paced, that might be a little bit more rhythmic, you go to Special Delivery. The only thing annoying about Special Delivery is that you got Diddy putting out his God hype man vocals all over the track, which Diddy is known for. When you got a hot track on Bad Boy Entertainment, trust and believe Diddy's gonna be all over that, saying take that or something, you know what I mean? He gonna be in the background doing it, laying down his hype man vocals. Most definitely. Diddy was the king of doing hype man vocals. That's how I learned of that. Before I even know who Diddy was, I'm like, who is this nigga in the background? Like, well, go sit him down. And then as years come along, and I'm starting to grow into my knowledge of the game, knowledge of the music. Oh, that's Diddy. Shaba says, if I listen to G-Dep, you listen to Showstopper by Danny DeCane. Will do. I'm gonna pull that up. Showstopper by Danny DeCane. Thanks for the recommendation. Shout out TD Sports Talk. Thomas from the Bronx. But change your name to Saran or Saren. Oh yeah. Change your name to Saren because it's a rap. Fire bars. That's a bar from Special Delivery, Shaba. Change your name to Saran because it's a rap. You dig? I think his career was short and sweet. And I think it's safe to say we should leave from there. Let's move on to the next. We got the all-female group, Total. Total was a cool group. I like Total. You know what I mean? Total, I can't give you the full playback and details of a full Total album, but I did rock with Total's hit songs, most definitely. You know what I mean? I did rock with Total's hit songs, most definitely. And if I'm not mistaken, they dropped at least twice. They had at least two albums. I'm hoping some of the queens in the chat can correct me on that if I'm wrong. My favorite Total song is Kissing You. Kissing you. Yeah. Total. Yeah, they was dope. Total was dope, but that, in my opinion, the reels was short and sweet. As a lot of groups did not stand the test of time. Definitely in today's eras, definitely back in the 2000s and in the turn of the century, groups were starting to fade out and break apart. Too much infighting, politics, breaking up the group. But Total, when they was there, they was there. I think it's safe to say short but sweet career. Off the chat if they should be tiered anywhere else. D-Man said that Kissing You song pissed me off. Sound like you got some bad memories over that Total. Queen said that whole album was good. You Can't See was my shit. Facts. That's another song. That's another song that was dope. Can't you see? Yeah, I think something like that. Something like that. Yeah, that song was fire. Oh yeah, I love me some Total. Shaba says they had at least 2 fire albums. Big Joe can confirm that their tears should be short but sweet. I think that's where we're gonna leave them, Big Joe. Next on deck, we got Farnsworth Bentley. Who remembers Farnsworth Bentley? Farnsworth Bentley did have some music out there. Farnsworth Bentley was a ghostwriter. Farnsworth Bentley did jump off somewhat of the debonair era. He somewhat made it look appealing and cool to rock a cardigan, rock a polo. You know what I mean? Rock a polo with the khaki, rock an umbrella, right? Now, not necessarily hold an umbrella for another man, but he did bring umbrellas into fashion. And that whole, once again, that highbrow, bougie, Black Ivy League type of style into hip hop. So we do have to give Farnsworth Bentley a little bit of credit of being somewhat influential, even though that he's widely perceived as a fuckboy. Am I wrong? Farnsworth Bentley was talented. Once again, I reiterate, the man had bars. He displayed them on a song with none other than Kanye West and Andre 3000. And he definitely held his own on the song. In fact, I think he outshined Kanye West on the song. Farnsworth Bentley put out books. Farnsworth Bentley had his own show, I believe, on BET. Farnsworth Bentley has disappeared, and is living the good life somewhere in the ATL, in obscurity, right? But he's had, I think, an underrated, underestimated career. And with all these allegations in regard to these Diddy parties and what Diddy had on tape, he's been able to somewhat elude all these allegations. Nobody's really asking for, where's Farnsworth at? Can Farnsworth confirm and validate some of these allegations? Because we know your ass was holding the umbrella during when the rain was coming down. No Diddy. I say that Farnsworth Bentley, who's living today in the ATL with his family, who's probably caked up, you know what I mean? Probably got his Lambo, or you know what I mean, or it was or his motherfucking Maserati, going over the Peachtree. You know what I mean, going over to Buckhead, shopping and shit. Is he a living legend? Is Farnsworth Bentley a living legend? Or is he at the lowest end of the spectrum? Is Farnsworth Bentley the proverbial bottom feeder? What say you, chat? Let me know. I'm conflicted with this right here. I don't think the man's been overrated. I think he's been underrated. I think the man has been influential with bringing in the Black Ivy League style of wearing cardigans and holding umbrellas. Speaking with eloquence, right? Farnsworth Bentley didn't bring too much of a negative side of hip hop. Yes, he held another man's umbrella, but did we see him outwardly doing fuck shit? No. My man was a dedicated helper. A dedicated helper. Why are we shitting on dedicated helpers? We don't shit on Spliff Star. That's a dedicated helper for Busta Rhymes. Spliff Star never held no umbrella, but you damn sure he would take off his leather jacket and hold it over Busta's head, you know what I mean, if it was raining. We know this. We damn sure know Spliff Star would give Busta CPR if Busta was out of breath after one of his double time verses and Busta passed out on stage somewhere. We know this. But he don't get the same type of flack as where Bentley do. I think the man's a living legend. I think the man is a living legend. I know it sounds funny, but give me some receipts, chat. Give me some receipts and tell me it ain't so. Tell me it ain't so, because my mouse, my clicker is about to move his ass up to living legend. You going up right beside 8Ball and MJG for right now. That's where he going. That's where he going. Let's move on. Keep it moving. We rounding off the list. Once again, we doing the Bad Boy Entertainment tier list. We're going to be back to regular scheduled programming next week. We're going to do the welterweights. 147. 147 is now hot. Why is it hot? Because Big Turk is talking about putting together a welterweight tournament. Making the welterweights great again. So make sure y'all tap in next week for the Ak and I show. Oh shit, we got Mr. Texas Drip in the building. One of the suspects pulled up. I will be pulling up. Fuck this topic. Fuck this tier. You know what I mean? I love Diddy. You know what I mean? We got a lot of Diddy lovers. You know what I mean? That was at some of the suspects were at Diddy parties, it seems. Because I'm surprised they didn't pull up, but I'm glad to see that my nigga 5 went at no Diddy party. I'm glad to see my nigga 5 don't know what the baby oil's for. Huh? But yeah, let the people know what's popping. You know what I mean? What you got going on. Usual Suspects Sundays is as scheduled tomorrow. Am I correct?
Yes, Usual Suspects is scheduled for tomorrow, but I'm gonna do it a little early. I might do it right after Stormy B Man's show, probably 12, 1-ish. I don't know what time exact Stormy gonna get off, but I'm looking to do it around the evening. I got family duties tomorrow. I have to take my son to his award ceremony in football, so they having the awards tomorrow, and it started at 3, so I won't be able to do the show at 3. But yeah, Usual Suspect Sundays is gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be a little early. Bruh, I came on the show. You know what I'm saying? I was listening to you when I was pulling off from work, and I say, "Oh shit, this what's on." He talking about the Bad Boys. Bad boy. Okay. Yeah. Leave it up to Oddfella to bring some hip hop on the Jam Jamboree. I ain't mad at you, big brother.
Indeed, you know what I mean? It's been something that's been itching me for a while, and I figured, I mean, this topic, the whole Diddy situation, is still hot in the public's mind. So why not? Instead of just talk about Diddy, let's talk about all the great artists that he done jerked. No Diddy, you know what I mean, on this platform. Let's tear them up, because there's a lot of great music that definitely came out of the Bad Boy Entertainment art landscape. So with that being said, let me ask you this, Bob, before we get into our next tier, who is Loon. As far as the list goes, I know the list is somewhat hard to see, all the pop-ups and all that shit. But as far as what you've heard and what you've seen of the tier list, how you feel about it? Is there any of these artists you feel that should be tiered elsewhere? Specifically with some of the Southern artists. We got Young Jock, we got Gorilla Zoe, who was rated hype, right? I don't even know why he right there. We'll him up. Shit.
Man.
And we got 8Ball and MJG as living legends. But what's your thoughts so far on the tier?
Okay, you gonna have to kind of run it down to me, bro. I know you got 8Ball and MJG as living legends. That's accurate in my estimation. You got you said Fonz. I heard you talking about Fonzworth. You say you was gonna put him next to 8Ball and MJG as a living legend. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Who else you got up here?
Yes.
Young Jock.
Do you have smoke for Farnsworth? You have smoke for
Nah, I don't got smoke for Farnsworth. I like Farnsworth. You know what I'm saying? He a little bit high to be a living legend though. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, he was just the guy in the video holding the umbrella, man, and dancing. You know what I'm saying? He was Diddy's assistant. He just so happened to have a little bit of swag to him. You feel me? But I ain't got no smoke for him. And honestly, shit, I remember Farnsworth on Making the Band. You know what I'm saying? He used to give the band members, words of encouragement all the time. You know what I'm saying? When Diddy used to, be on their neck. No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So salute to him for that. Now where you got Young Jock and Gorilla Zoe at?
They both overrated hype.
Overrated hype? Damn. So you wouldn't really
Judgment of the chat as well.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, Young Jock had a cool little run, but he definitely ain't legend status. I ain't mad at that. Who else you got on here? Who else on here, bro? I'm driving, so I really can't. Machine Gun Kelly.
Machine Gun Kelly, overrated hype. Shine, overrated. We got
Shine,
Dirty Money.
Shine.
I'm not. Go ahead.
You say Shine overrated hype? Damn. Yeah, you strict around this bitch all. Damn. Okay. You say Dirty Money? That was the girl group, right? Dirty Money, right? That was the girl group, if I'm not mistaken.
I think two girls, old Danny DeCane plus Diddy.
Yeah. Now, if anybody should be overrated hype, it's them. You know what I'm saying? At least Shine and Jock and Zoe, they got hits. I don't really remember any of them having hits. For real. Have you got to the Locks and Mason and Biggie and them yet?
No. We about
Okay. All right. Yeah. I can't wait to hear this.
So right now we pulled up Loon, excuse me. And Loon to me was a decent rapper, decent voice, decent delivery and wordsmith, but I think in my opinion he was a clone of Mace. He was just another Mace kind of 2.0 when Mace left the fold. He was replaced. Diddy went and found himself a similar copy or poor man's copy of Mace and got himself Loon. And Loon had maybe one or two memorable hits I can think of. If they was his hits, I can't even say that. I think he was a feature in one of them. But other than that, to be honest, I like Loon. He's totally left the game. He's totally dedicated to the Muslim faith, and doesn't want to be people to even look back at him as a rapper. So, but with that being said, if we're talking about his rap career, at the time, to me, he was overrated hype. Straight, simple, and plain. I mean, he wasn't doing nothing spectacular. He was being fed low grade pop hits, living off the wealth and the strength of the Jiggy era, filling in the void that Mace left. That's all he was doing. Overrated hype. What say you, Fob?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of overrated hype in Bad Boy. You know what I'm saying? But Loon is definitely one of them. Because I don't even know if he put out multiple albums. You know what I'm saying? Not that I remember. The biggest thing I remember from Loon at the time, because he came up in my era. This was like the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? I was in school still. I think I remember him from I Need a Girl. I think he was on that. He was on that song with Diddy. Yeah. With him, Jagged. I mean, that's like the biggest hit I remember him from. And I think Jagged Edge did more of making that song a hit than he did. If I'm just being honest. You know, and I think honestly, I think Diddy had a better verse than Loon. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, overrated hype. I couldn't agree more with that.
If the chat disagrees, once again, you know how we do it on the Akanon show. You know, if we're being too harsh on some of these rappers here, but for now, we're gonna put Loon as overrated hype. And since he's right there, we gonna get into some Craig Mack. Craig Mack, I believe, was one of the first artists on Bad Boy Entertainment, even before Big. He was Diddy's or Puff Daddy, which he was named at the time. That was his first artist. Craig Mack was pretty dope. Craig Mack's style was unique. In my estimation, he had a unique voice as well. His album, I wouldn't deem it as a classic. That first album he came out with, but it was pretty good. It sold well. Of course, he had the classic Flavor in Your Ear. The original version was a classic, and of course, the remix version with B.I.G. on it was a mega classic. I think LL Cool J was on that. You know what I mean? That was a classic record. Get Down was one of my favorite songs from Craig Mack. Craig Mack released a second album that only had maybe one song that flopped, but I liked the song. But as far as the other tracks on his album, it was absolute trash. I think it was the time when Diddy put him off the label, or he was disassociated from Bad Boy, and he wasn't getting the same type of top level production he once was getting when he was on the label. So that second album really showed terrible production, unimaginative content on the album. His career, to me, I'm not gonna say he was overrated, because he did have some bars and he did have a unique style that he presented. I'm gonna say he's okay, but like I said, his second album was trash, and it was due to the fact of the blacklisting of the Diddler. The Diddler put him in a very precarious situation. Diddler was the guy that put his own artists up against each other, and the Diddler had Craig Mack and Biggie kind of as ops on the same platform, and of course Craig Mack lost out. So I think Craig Mack once again is okay, but I wish there was some more investment in him. Rest in peace, though, to Craig Mack.
Yeah, man.
5, what you got on Craig?
Craig Mack, man. I think Craig Mack was cold. He was a beast. I think that he didn't get to really get his just due. But for the time that he did come out, you know, he always held his own. You know, pen game was good, bars was good. Like you say, he had a unique voice. I think, I'm gonna say this, bro, and I don't want the people in New York to get offended, but I think he was kind of like Big before Big. You know what I'm saying? Like he had that big guy swag. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't reaching.
You say I'm not reaching? Okay. Yeah.
Facts,
I mean,
facts.
Yeah, he kind of had that big guy swag. I just think Big
Bang,
was,
bang, 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 bang.
yeah, I think Big was just a little bit more raw. You know what I'm saying? He was a little bit more raw and uncut. Like Big was a real street dude. So he kind of had the edge over Craig Mack from the street aspect. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Craig Mack was that guy, man. And I hate the fact that we didn't get to hear more of Craig Mack and Biggie on records. You know what I'm saying? You know, they had that Flavor in Your Ear remix, but man, I would have loved to hear more of Biggie and Craig Mack. You know what I'm saying? What's a tier? What are the tiers you got? Need more info? Okay, all right, but and what's above that?
Above that, oh, okay, I. But is a short but sweet career. Next above that is a living legend, the God tier. Below.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I would say I would say for Craig.
Even the least is the bottom feeder.
Okay. Yeah, I would say his career was short but sweet. Short but sweet, man. Craig Mack had a hell of a run. But man, I was born in 92, bro. So that 90s era of hip hop going into the 2000 era of hip hop to me was like some of the best golden years of hip hop. Cause you had the birth of gangster rap, which came in the late 80s and it really took off in the 90s on all sides, from East Coast to West Coast to down South. You know what I'm saying? Of course, in Houston, we had the screwed up era. You know what I'm saying? So the 90s was like a real special time for hip hop. And I think Craig Mack kind of got the short end of the stick. No Diddy. But yeah, short but sweet for me.
Indeed. Let me go up in this chat. Snacks B said, I thought Craig Mack was actually Busta's brother. You know what I mean? They do have a little bit of resemblance. I can see that, and the vocals, they do have similar tones, I would say. So yeah, TD Sports Talk says Mack was nice freestyling though, bro. One of the best. Just couldn't really do a good album. Agreed with that. Agreed. You know what I mean? D-Man Jr. says, yeah, okay, but he's okay. But it's okay. You know what I mean? So D-Man's not really a believer too much in Craig Mack. However, he does follow that up and say Craig Mack was hard. Huh?
Yeah, D-Man, you tripping, bro. Craig Mack was Biggie before Biggie was Biggie. He just didn't get, bro. He just didn't get the push. Like a lot of dudes on Bad Boy. See, one thing about the diddler don't mind letting you know who his favorites is. He not gonna see that's the one mistake Puffy made as a boss. He didn't put all his time, and he didn't manage his time well with his artists, because he was so busy, showing favoritism. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think Craig
shit like that.
I think Craig Mack was one of those dudes that didn't get as much promo and push as a Biggie or a Junior Mafia or a Lil Kim. He didn't get that same promo, bro. So, yeah.
TD Sports Talk says, yeah, Mack was big. Mack was was before Big, and Mac was older and was rocking with guys like EPMD. G-Man Jr. is now saying Craig Mack's a living legend. Well, he ain't living no more. But I feel you. Rest in peace, Craig Mack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Shit,
I
Craig
was
Mack.
saying, okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say Craig Mack. You know, he was one of them big, funny looking niggas, man. He made it cool to be a big, funny looking nigga. Like he opened that lane for Biggie and, you know, Big Pun and Fat Joe and all them fat niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think.
Short but sweet. I agree with that. I think you swayed me. I would say he fits in the category of okay, but we can do that for Craig Mack. Rest in peace. To a short but sweet career that was violated and victimized by the diddler himself. Let's get to another group that was violated and victimized. And you could tell us that this was more in your era too, Five, the band. Tell us about the band. Was it Dyline, motherfucking E-Ness.
Chopper City. Yeah.
Babs, yeah. Chopper. Who that other nigga? Fred. Yep.
Sarah.
And the cutie from the D.
Yeah, Sarah. Yep. Yeah, man.
Yeah, okay.
I was, bro.
Let me know about the band.
Yeah, bro. Like, I was so disappointed, man, because I seen them boys go through so much to get to be in the rap game, and the diddler just was diddling, man. He fucked all over the band. You know what I'm saying? From not wanting to pay them, you know, not giving them proper promotion. You know what I'm saying? It was just fucked up, man. But if I was to put them in the category, bruh, I would say I would probably have I don't want to say bottom feeder, man. They would probably be overrated hype because of the show and whatnot. But I mean, they really only had like one song for real. You know what I'm saying? And that's when they was playing. They had like a baseball theme where they was on a baseball field. It was like Bad Boy, so don't play with the team or some shit like that. Right. I can't even remember the song.
All I know is Bad Boy this and Bad Boy that.
Yeah. That joint. They only had one song, bro, and Diddy shelved them, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit probably was due to, you know, them not wanting to cooperate and be finessed. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but yeah, I'm gonna go overrated hype. What you got on that?
Yeah, they had some wordsmiths. Like I rate E-Ness. You know what I mean? He had some nice little verses. I like Chopper City. I mean, I remember most definitely. And the show was interesting. It was hot at the time as well. It was part of the fabric of the culture at one point. Yes, they only had the one song. I can't remember if they even dropped an album or even an EP. But that was due to the faults and the shadiness and the underhandedness of Diddy. But to this day, we still remember them. each and every one of them, after that whole situation, they really, I think Chopper probably had the best or made the most moves or had put out the most music after the band when they all separated.
Facts, bro.
I'm not gonna say they.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say they overrated. To me, they okay, but they don't have enough material. You know what I mean?
How can they be okay then? They only got one song, bro.
Because I think a lot of them.
Yeah.
That's due to the fact of Diddy. You know how much songs they done probably put out, and Diddy was like, they ain't putting this shit out. Told you to do it this way. Nah, that don't sound right. Nah, that's getting chopped. That's how the game be. They got horror stories just to make the band. They starved them for like 2 days. All they had was a pen and a pad, and gave them water. Wow. If you had to go to the washroom and you couldn't get back in. These were the early drills that they're putting them through. That wasn't released on film. We saw some of the garbage on film, making them go get cheesecake for the nigga and all that shit. What about all the stories behind the scene? All the music and all the rhymes that they had to put out, right? That got took by Diddy, because Diddy don't write his own shit. That was Diddy. Literally was a shot. Taking the best rhymes and bars from each one of those artists and incorporate while not putting nothing out for the band, but the one song to show for it. All I know is Bad Boy this and Bad Boy didn't do nothing for you, and that's a fact. Okay, but the diddler violated you. Violated the group. That's why that put the band in overrated. Is the band really overrated, or were they hard done by No Diddy, by the diddler? I mean, because I'm thinking they was victims of brother love, in my humble opinion. But let's go back up into the chat. Snack Speed says, yeah, he did them dirty. G-Man says that shit was trash. Okay. TD Sports says, always thought Chopper was the best one and had the most talent. But that definitely showed through with the music that he put out during his solo career. Dylon wanted to work with Wyclef. That would have been a decent matchup. But Dylon agreed was trash. I didn't like Dylon. Dylon was all five on top on a top 5 list, TD. Well, we got D-Man's group members was trash. The chat saying that they overrated Hype, and they're agreeing with you, Five.
Thank you, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro. Bro, when you got more content on TV than you do on music, that's overrated hype. Because you only got hyped up on the show, but the music as a group didn't live up to its potential. That's just like us. You know what I'm saying? If we always on Instagram just posting shit on Instagram, but we ain't making no content as a group, niggas will say we overrated because we ain't making no videos. We just on Instagram all the time posting the drip. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's basically what we got from the band. We got a bunch of TV shows, but we didn't get a bunch of music. You know what I'm saying? One song, bro. One song. That ain't enough for me.
Indeed. Okay.
And I like the band. I like Chopper. I think Chopper was one of the best ones. If we talking about spin, Chopper, Enes, and Babs, they were like the best three. I know Babs. She kind of fell into the battle rap thing. Enes fell into the battle rap thing. He still freestyling. I mean, Chopper really put out the most music. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, overrated hype though as a group.
Indeed. That's what's up.
Shit like that.
This one is going to be somewhat controversial. Once again, I hope we got the queens in the chat still up in the building for this one right here. We have Cassie, who we are going to tier. Cassie, she's no longer, well, there is rumors that she's about to release new music. Of course, she has won a big settlement with the abuse that she suffered from none other than the Diddler. During her time under Bad Boy Entertainment, she did release, I believe, one album, and she had the one song that was pretty popular, somewhat of a smash hit for her. But other than that, I can't think of any other songs. She was featured on other people's projects. I do know she originally came up with Ryan Leslie, an R&B artist out of New York, or New York City, that was pretty hot at the maybe 10, 15 years back. And Diddy snatched Cassie up from Ryan Leslie, and so the story begins. As far as her singing ability goes, she was mid at best. She didn't have a great voice. To be honest, she was benefited off of great production and good songwriting. Cassie, albeit, is a beautiful woman in her slender physique, not how I like them. You know what I mean? But in my opinion, I think Cassie is overrated hype. You know what I mean? Cassie, without going any further with my assessment, I believe she's overrated hype. And if there's people in the chat that got receipts to say otherwise, please show them, because I don't think there is. In the dig, I don't think there is. So let me go to the chat. I think Queen 71 has spoken and has agreed with me. She belongs. Wow, overrated hype is getting filled up. Let's tally it up. We got old Danny D. Kane. We got MGK. We got Sean. We got Gorilla Zoe. We got Young Jock. We got Loon. We got the band. And now we got Cassie added to Overrated hype. Yes, indeed. Wow, where's Five dropped out just as the show's about to get real good. We got the locks. Big up Felix Nunez in the building. Once again, salute everybody that's pulled up in the chat. Make sure y'all smash that like button. It's your favorite yet you most hated Oddfella subbing in for Act Reacher. Act Reach will be back in due time. But once again, we are doing the Bad Boy Entertainment tier list. We are on the Locks right now. Locks, a legendary group. Sheik Luch, Jadakiss, and Styles P. The two of the three, actually, yeah, the two of the three are high level wordsmiths. Sheik Luch is still, I think, a dope rapper. Not on the level of Styles P, but he will every now and then give you some witty bars and dope punchlines. As a collective, yeah, we can't take nothing against the Locks. They definitely dropped some legendary music. They probably were behind the best, most memorable verse that Diddy's ever dropped on All About the Benjamins. I mean, we know that that verse from Diddy was probably wrote by Jadakiss or by Styles P. Somebody can give one of my New Yorkers can give me the confirmation on that, but that's what I suspect. You know what I mean? Locks was a legendary group. Unfortunately, they was violated by Diddy. Another pattern where they wasn't able to come out as the Locks after that first album, Money, Power, and Respect, classic album. Okay? But after that, you notice the Locks had to change their name to D-Block. Mighty D-Block. I don't know. It just didn't have the same luster, in my opinion, respectfully. The D-Block wasn't the same as the Locks, and that was due to the underhandedness and the shadiness of the Diddler. You know what I mean? I think they added on J Hood, which made, I guess, the whole D-Block situation. But as far as the Locks goes, as who they were as a part of Bad Boy, of course, they were featured on the last big album, on the Life After Death album. I would have to say the Locks are living legends. We've seen them recently, as of recent, doing a versus battle, which I believe they was victorious in. Styles P is still doing his thing. I believe he has his own coffee shop, or is that Jadakiss, or is it a juice bar? I believe. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Jadakiss got coffee, and Styles P got the juice bar, a juice bar franchise. So, yeah, shout out to them. They still can spit. Jadakiss can still out rap probably 85% of the rappers today. They live in legends, in my opinion. Let me know, chat. Let me know if I'm reaching, because their catalog is definitely short as far as the Locks goes. And when you're talking about D-Block, you're talking about that time period when they're dropping a lot of mixtapes. And a lot of those mixtape tracks were mid, respectfully. They're mid-grade tracks. They're forgettable. songs that weren't memorable, songs that barely got spun anywhere but in the basement, or when you when you was in the car driving somewhere far. Queen 71 says they live in legends. T Sports said Diddy did them dirty. Indeed. D-Man Jr. says Locks was hard. Snacksby closes us out saying, I agree, living legends indeed. All right, let's put them on up there. Living legends, Locks, 8-Ball, MJG, and Farnsworth Bentley. the influential man to bring in the umbrella. Moving on, Faith Evans. This should be interesting. Faith Evans definitely has a plethora of classic hits. Faith Evans was somewhat of a snake, you could say, of her shady dealings while she was married with B.I.G., but her alleged dealings with Pac during the whole dramatic beef situations. But Faith Evans, during her hiatus, she had a great career. She dropped some great music, which still I would deem as timeless music because it can still be played today. Was her career short? I wouldn't define it as short. I believe she has more of a catalog than a lot of artists in this group that has been tiered up. But is she a living legend? Hell to the nah. I think she's okay, but you wasn't doing it at a high level long enough. Okay, but I didn't like how you did Big. You know what I mean? Okay, but yeah, you had Love Like This, but I'm sick of hearing that song. You know what I mean? That's one of the most commercial R&B hits that I don't know how it is down there, but up north, they still be bumping that like it's nobody's business. You know what I mean? Faith Evans to me is okay, but what's the chat think about Faith Evans? Because what she did to Big and for messing with Stevie J, I have to say she a bottom feeder. Valid point. The Stevie J point is very valid. Queen 71 is showing grace and mercy to Faith Evans and saying short but sweet. Short but sweet. Oh, my queen, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. I don't think she had a short career. I think she does have somewhat of a sizable catalog. Somewhat of a sizable catalog. So don't do this right now, Queen. Don't show Faith no mercy. Let's be real and let's stop reaching. Okay? Let's be real and stop the reaching. You know what I mean? Where's she really at with it? You know what I mean? I don't think she overrated. And there is arguments to say that she is a bottom feeder in certain aspects, but I think she's solid with okay, I, but you know what I mean? See, there we go. Snacks B. You know, she I, but nothing special to me. Give me Mary. Huh? Yeah. Give me some Mary J. All day. Right? Queen 71, that has nothing to do with her music. Okay. Okay. But what does have something to do with her music is that she has a sizable catalog, Queen 71. A sizable catalog. And like I said, Love Like This has been overplayed and exploited. I'm tired of hearing it. Okay, but I think that's where she lands, Queen. Stacks B validates that. Anybody else got some receipts that says otherwise, please add it to the chat. Y'all know what it is. Smash that like button. It's the Ack and Odd Show. Yeah, I'm right there. Right beside French Montana. Okay, let's get to it. Rest in peace. Definitely had a cult classic smash banger, whatever you want to call it, with Whoa. Black Rob's album, it's escaping my what it was named, it's escaping my memory right now. Or was it a self-titled album? Was it called The Rob Report, maybe? I'm not. All I know, it wasn't classic. You had to be a real fan to say it was a classic. Black Rob definitely had some lyrical ability. Black Rob's another guy you could put in the realm of Diddy did him wrong. Diddy violated him with underhanded tactics in the business, stifled his career. I don't believe album dropping, but I believe there was a second album that totally flopped. But Black Rob was one of those guys where you could say he was your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. You might not have had like the adoration of the mass hip-hop public, but as far as the rapping circles go, everybody respected Black rap. I'm still say, and Black Rob's pen, I think is as being short but sweet. Indeed. Rewinding it on down, we got 5 left. And next on deck, we got Mace. The Maces definitely had a very interesting career. Very noted, highly rated MC. Very distinctive flow. Swag was on point. Definitely represented that Harlem World style. His album, it was close to being a classic, I would say. His first album that he came out with, that he dropped with Bad Boy. We're very much close to being a classic. Sold very well. Mace had a plethora of hits that cemented the whole Jiggy era during the time. Positive or negative, whatever you see it as, he was influential during that era of time, and was somewhat perceived as Diddy's sidekick at a time period. He then exited the game, became and redeveloped himself, morphed himself into a pastor. I believe he still has his church out there in the ATL, if I'm not mistaken. So he's a so-called man of the Lord that reinvented himself and has a successful church and a wide following, I believe. And he's taken it to another step because he's now a co-host on a popular sports talk show. It Is What It Is, who he co-hosts with Cameron. So that's been definitely a great proposition, great little format for him. So Mace, in my opinion, who can still put down, his pen game is still on point. Mace has about 2 or 3 diss tracks to Diddy himself that are right and exact. Mace's pen is still sharp. You know what I mean? Don't ever sleep on Mace. You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, with his ascent into the sports world now, and don't be surprised if you see Cameron and Mace installed in some of these boxing events as commentary, as having their own little segment along and in part of a boxing event. Don't be surprised. Like I said, or like we saw in the Netflix between Jake Paul and Tyson and Mike Tyson, who was doing the interviewing for the face-off? Cameron. They both avidly said that they want into the boxing business. So Mace has definitely reinvented himself and has stayed relevant for decades, from his inception on Bad Boy all the way up to now. Mace is a living legend. Mace is a living legend. Am I reaching, chat? Let me know, because Queen 71 thinks Mace is highly overrated, and I'm gonna have to definitely disagree with him being overrated. I need more receipts than that, Queen 71. How is the man overrated when he's still relevant to this day? When you still might have to hear his voice and see his big head today, when they decide to jump into the boxing realm, when they decide to be involved in Jake Paul's next mega boxing event. Felix Nunez says Mace is a living legend. So you know what I mean? We filling the living legends up a little bit. Are we being generous, chat? Are we being generous with the living legends? Queen 71 has came around, and she says yes in neck as we go through what we got 4 left. Once again, and salute to everybody that's pulled up and stuck for the duration. This is definitely going to be a shorter stream. A lot of The other streams have been going on for sometimes 4 hours. I think we're gonna get you out of here before the 2 hour 30 mark. But next on deck we got Carl Thomas. Carl Thomas was definitely a high level R&B singer, great voice. I could think of one good record, one memorable record from Carl Thomas. But if somebody in the chat can educate me and put some knowledge on Carl Thomas's name to say it was his album dope. Does he decide do we need more info on Carl Thomas? We damn sure know he was probably done dirty by Diddy. Or is it safe to say that Carl Thomas is a guy that has had a short but sweet career, shortened by the violations and the underhandedness of brother love? What say y'all about Carl Thomas? In my opinion, I need more info. I remember the one song, but that's about it from Carl. TD Sports says, in regards to Mace, I think he's better than just alright. Maybe Living Legend could be a little much. If there was something in between, Mace could be there. I feel you. But there's not nothing in between. TD. So he's a living legend. D-Man says short but sweet. Queen 71 says short but sweet for Carl Thomas. I'm gonna have to agree with that assessment. I think Carl Thomas is still touring those small little circuits and whatnot, so he's still doing his thing. But as far as putting out new music on the regular, I think that came to an end. TD says, I think I may be stretching things, but I think Carl Thomas is a living legend. Yeah, that's spandex stretching, my dude. Spandex. Just a personal bias more than anything. Very personal. You know what I mean? Very personal. And if you're coming to the LDBC meet and greet, since you personally know him, see if you can get him on the discount, my nigga. Can you do that? Can you do that? Cause yeah, that's a personal bias right there.
Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
We're gonna go to our next 12. 112. It's safe to say they a legendary group. I mean, they have a plethora of dope music, a pretty deep, I wouldn't say deep catalog, but sizable catalog. It was at least 2 to 3 albums with bangers, with good soul love songs, R&B songs. Yeah, 112 was the truth at the time. A lot of their commercial hits did get overplayed to a certain extent. It's hard to me personally, my personal, if you want to talk about personal bias, I think they just alright to me. They weren't one of my favorite R&B groups like that. I mean, if you're talking about male R&B groups, I wasn't I'll take Jagged Edge. I mean, listen to Jagged Edge over 112. Okay, I think Jagged Edge, pound for pound, is a better male R&B group than 112. I think they have more influential classic music that still gets played at every wedding to this day. So that's why 112 to me, in comparison to groups like that, groups like the Jodeci's and the Boys Men, and on those levels, niggas is just okay, aight, but I mean, yeah, you got some Jiggy era hits, but you benefited from the huge production team that they had over there on Bad Boy Entertainment. You benefited from the payola that Bad Boy Entertainment was paying a lot of these radio stations to make sure your shit was in regular rotation. You know what I mean? Your halfway might be arguably overrated hype, but I ain't gonna do that to you. You motherfuckers is okay, but you know what I mean? I need more wholesome, soulful shit, and you just didn't give me that. You gave me jiggy R&B. You know what I mean? So straight up and down, y'all niggas just okay, am I reaching? Man says I'm low. And who we talking about short and sweet? 112? 112 cannot be considered short and sweet, y'all. TD, what we talking about? What we talking about? Because I'm on 112 right now. I don't know where y'all niggas heads is at if y'all niggas think that 112 has had a short and sweet career. D-Man says, I done got a lot of work because of 112. Okay, I feel you. Can't hate on that. Queen 71 says, Jagged Edge definitely underrated. Most definitely. I got Jagged Edge over 112. Just like Snacks B. In the dig? Queen says, they're not legends. Earth, Wind & Fire is legends. They're not legends. They're good, but they're not legends. Facts. 112 was around for a good minute. These are facts as well, too. But we can't put them at short and sweet because they've been around for a minute. We can't put them around as living legends because as they are living where they at now, they don't even tour to Sweden. Where their European tour at? Where 112 at? Huh? 112 are not living legends. They are okay, but where are they now? Huh? Are you doing the cruise boat circuit? Because I don't even see that. You know what I mean? I think they but I could be wrong. Let me know in the chat. Bad Boy Entertainment list. Y'all know how we do it. It's the Ack and Art Show. We winding it down. I lied. I said we're gonna get you out here in 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think we taking it to 2:45. 3 at the most. That's light work. That's light work inside the Ack and Art Show. Salute to 503 Line, aka Mr. Texas Drip, that pulled up on us earlier in the dig. Make sure you tune in and make sure you subscribe to the H-Town Sports and Entertainment, or Hard Hitter Sports and Entertainment part itself. Hard Hitter Sports and Entertainment. We will be live, Usual Suspects Sundays, going down. I believe he says a little bit earlier tomorrow than regularly scheduled. So be on the lookout for that. Maybe around, I believe he said 1-2 p.m. Central Time. Usual Suspect Sundays, where we'll be back to talking some hot boxing topics and what nizai. D-Man says, that's what I'm saying. They can't be short and sweet. TD says, I do too. I got Jagged Edge over 112. 112's okay. Short and sweet to me. Really one good hit for a short period of time. But is good. Queen says, hey, didn't do the chitlin circuits out here. There you go. And that's a fact. We've been here for 6 hours. This ain't shit. I mean, indeed. So yeah, we got 112 at the okay. But solidly there. Ooh. Next up, we got Notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls. What was the story of that? Didn't he have to change his name? Was it originally Biggie Smalls, but somebody else had the name, I believe? And so he had to change it to Notorious B.I.G. For his albums. I think that was the story. There also is allegations and other, I would say, semi-valid stories of Big stealing some other man's style. There's another rapper that came from the South. It might have been, if not in Alabama, Mississippi. One of those two southern states in the deep South. I forget the name of this rapper's name, but he was the original Notorious B.I.G. Had the whole flow, the whole style, baby, all that. And apparently, Notorious B.I.G. yoinked that from him. Okay? I think we have some validation to my allegations and these stories, because D-Man immediately says from Mississippi. D-Man, do you have a name for this certain Mississippi rapper that has been alleged of being violated by none other than Bad Boy Entertainment by getting the style took by Notorious B.I.G.? You know what I mean? Because we putting the case on B.I.G. right here and right now. Y'all niggas thought I was going to be up in here just talking great about B.I.G. and automatically put him to God tier as a cultural icon. Yes, we are going to get to that. But right now, I'm going to unsurface the motherfucking dirt. If y'all niggas don't know about Notorious, there is word on the street that he done took another man's style and that he's not actually organic. He's a thief, a theft. Rest in peace, you know what I mean? But we speaking some real shit right now, right here and right now on the Aconite Show. You know what I mean? All my New Yorkers in here, you're getting quiet. You're getting quiet. Where my New Yorkers at? You know what I mean? I'm blowing that smoke. I'm blowing that smoke in New York. You know what I mean? Do you got receipts saying otherwise? Because, you know what I mean, in the South, you know what I mean, where my ancestors are from, you know what I mean, they've been whispering. They've been whispering about the nigga from New York took this nigga style from Mississippi. You know what I mean? That's the word on the street. That's the word on the street. Huh? Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, Big. As far as Big's career, it was great. Absolutely, he was absolutely influential with his style. a great wordsmith, barsman, whatever you want to call it. Big had a way with putting words together. His delivery was immaculate, but some of his bars, let's be real, some of his bars were zesty. Huh? Let's be real. A lot of his bars were out of pocket. A lot of Big's bars crossed the line of not only zestiness, but absolute demonic and deplorable behavior. Am I reaching? Am I reaching? I'm not repeating some of these deplorable, despicable bars that Biggie has spewed in the past, particularly on the first album, Ready to Die. Huh? But of course, he's had put out some great material. Ready to Die was classic. Life After Death, arguably classic. We saw a two-disc album with the Life After Death, great conceptual album, white and black, Life and Death, two different sounding vibes on both discs. Classic. Biggie was trying to get away from Bad Boy Entertainment and start his own imprint. Old stories with Junior Mafia. Him ghostwriting for Junior Mafia. Getting them on point. He was starting his own clothing label called the Brooklyn Mint. That was eventually foiled by, of course, the Diddler. Of course, Biggie was killed in the West Coast in LA. He was warned not to go to that side due to the climate that was and the dramas that was going on. However, so as far as the streets go, Big was set up in that situation. Big was set up in that situation. But where does Big fall? We have allegations of him being a thief, robbing a man of the South from Mississippi. We have a plethora of zesty bars and deplorable, despicable bars that Big has promoted in some of his biggest tracks. Huh? Where does Big fall? Big is still talked about in a high regard to this day. He's so influential. I believe he started them chat. You know what I mean? Tell me if I'm wrong, but in my opinion, I believe he started the whole shit of being the status of the king of New York. Huh? See, being the status of being the king of New York was the status saying that you was the king of hip hop during those times. You know what I mean? During the golden era of hip hop, if you were the king of New York, you were the king of hip hop. And Big, in my opinion, was the first king of New York. Am I right about that? Or am I wrong? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. There's some parts of me that says that Big was overrated hype. Just because I don't like some of his zesty bars that people just swept to the side. Well, let's be real. Big is a cultural icon, and that's where I'm gonna leave him. That's where I think there's arguments to say, you know what I mean? There's definitely some nefarious parts of Big that are unsavory. But at the end of the day, I think the man is a cultural icon, and that's where he goes. What say you in the chat? Am I reaching? Is there an argument to say that he's alright, but we need more material? He alright, okay, but there's too much zesty bars that he was trying to portray. He alright, but Diddy, you know what I mean, was slobbering and all over his tracks. You know what I mean? Lowering the real estate. But I think it's safe to say that Chad agrees. I think he's a cultural icon. I think he's a cultural icon. I think it's safe to say that. Shawa says icon. Tedious Force says, but I think he was on a cover or a magazine with that title, King of New York. But my question is, TD, to you, being a New Yorker, being from the birthplace of hip hop, the Bronx, can you validate if that title was in existence before Big? Because from me being up north, outside looking in, that was a astute follower of hip hop and all the goings on. I don't remember there being the status of the king of hip hop before it was put on Big. But I could stand corrected. Who was the first king of hip hop? Or who was the first king of New York, so to speak? This is almost like a Ring Magazine lineal ring championship or a lineal championship situation where the king of New York is synonymous to being the king of hip hop at that time. This situation, people, no longer exists. The king of New York, to me, is a frivolous title. Respectfully. You know what I mean? Respectfully. So, but at that time, in the golden era of hip hop, the king of New York is what every rapper aspired to be. Where every rapper, whether you from the West Coast or whether you from the South or whether you from the North, you had to pay pilgrimage to New York. Like it was Mecca. You know what I mean? It was an honor to cipher with real New York MCs. So being the king of New York actually meant something. I don't know if the ciphering culture is at the levels of definitely was at the levels it once was in New York City, in the birthplace of hip hop, in the Bronx. But definitely at those times, the culture remained dominant and prominent. You dig? D-Man says there were none. TD Sports Talk confirms and says, as far as I know, he was the first one to say it. Some good receipts right here. Some MCs like KRS-One would say he was the greatest of all time, but didn't say King of New York. All facts. All facts. Reminding me of the great battle he was involved in, the great New York battle between Bronx and I believe Queens. The destruction of Queens with the bridges over. I can only imagine the energy of those game tapes, that music when it was dropped in those particular places. Because the vibes we got all the way up in the frozen north from that shit. I can only imagine what y'all felt about it. Last but not least, once again, I said I was going to get you out of here before the 3-hour mark. And I intend on doing so. We got none other than P. Diddy. Where does P. Diddy tier up? Should I just leave him at bottom feeder? You know what I mean? Because that's what the word on the street is that he's doing a lot of bottom feeding nowadays. But Diddy, in my opinion, is a top tier, definitely a top 3 hype man. You know what I mean? He's definitely a top 3 hype man. He's the quintessential. He's the one that coined the phrase or made up the phrase of that Suge Knight coined. Oh, you want your man's all up in your songs and all up in your video. That phrase is still relevant to this day. You can use it in boxing with regards to these promoters, with regards to these managers, with regards to these overbearing daddies that want to be all up in the video, hype man, and saying take that. So Diddy is the original one of the top 5. Can't say original, but one of the top 5, top 3 type of hype man. That I mean, Diddy has been relevant and somehow leached onto talented artists for decades upon decades, at least 3 decades, at least 2, 3 decades, 4 decades, 2 generations. The man has been able to stay relevant. He's been able to put out clothes, have a successful clothing line in Sean John. I have to put respect on Sean John for a time, because it wasn't just no regular hip hop gear. He then, I guess, once again, that's why we got to put respect on Farnsworth Bentley, because he brought in the cardigan and the button up dress up culture. You know what I mean? So Sean John was able to implement some nice button downs, shirts, some nice attire that you could wear in the office place. You know what I mean? Not just out in the street, but at the club, the lounge, to the office. You know what I mean? So Diddy was influential with Sean John, influential with Ciroc. There was a point in time that these bitches would only drink Ciroc. You know what I mean? If you didn't have Ciroc bottles in the VIP, they didn't want to fuck with you. Straight up and down. You know what I mean? That little red ball, if it was the red ball or the white ball, you had to have that ball at the top of your bottle. You know what I mean? And bitches would definitely populate the motherfucking booth if you had 3 bottles of Ciroc. It was that much of a game changer. It was that magnetic when Ciroc was at its height. You know what I mean? So the man is underhanded and shady and dirty as Diddy was. Unfortunately, he's had a major influence. And that's why I think the gravity and the popularity of this whole situation and trial with Diddy is garnered so much news, because for a lot of us, he was a big part of our lives. He was a big part of our lives that influenced a lot of how we grew up, as far as dance music, what we listened to, how we dressed, how we put at one point when you at the club, you put your champagne glass up in the sky, you know what I mean, and wave it from side to side and shit. The Cristal era and shit. I mean, a lot of influence. Is he a cultural icon? A cultural icon that's an absolute demon? Or is he a bottom feeder? It can go both ways, y'all. Or is the man a living legend? They ain't killed him yet. They ain't killed him yet. He's still on trial. Accusations and new allegations are coming out day by day. You know what I mean? Is Diddy a living legend? Queen 71 says the quintessential definition of a bottom feeder. E-Man says, you're a living legend. TD Sports says the shiny suit man is a living legend. Felix Nunez asks a legitimate question and says, he has to die to be a cultural icon? No, he doesn't. He can be a cultural icon as well. There's an argument for Diddy to be a cultural icon, yes, indeed. Because he has definitely sculpted, changed the fabric of the land. Can't forget Revolt TV. He has his own, or at one point had his own network that housed shows like the Drink Champs. So, yeah, Diddy been doing his thing. But where does he tear up? Felix says he's a cultural icon, in my opinion. I'm going to end it with this. I've made my final decision on where Diddy's supposed to go. I think he's deservedly should be with his son in the bottom feeder spot. But to be right and exact for decades. Now, you might be in the boat of thinking that these are all allegations and none of this shit, none of these people are real, and the shit's a lie, and the shit it didn't happen. The media is just trying to tear down another rich black man, yada yada yada. But let me tell you, I was in allegations were circling 20, 30 years ago. Okay? So this shit ain't nothing new. It was just in the dark and now it's being brought to the light. But with all that time and all these different groups, once again, groups and artists that we've seen that are no longer, no more, aren't active. None of these guys are active. All these artists are pretty much defunct, except for maybe French Montana, but he ain't the same. Okay? None of these artists are really actively doing nothing. Are you gonna tell me MGK is doing it like that no more? Maybe. King Combs ain't shit. He a bottom feeder. Right? This man, for what he has done, he's a living legend. The man is a living legend. Straight, simple, and plain. The industry fears him. There's still rappers, there's still entertainers and artists that fear coming out and speaking their piece and their facts. Fear of being executed or taken out. So this man is still a living legend. The white parties, the Diddy white parties are legendary. So unsavory, yes. And he definitely belongs in the bottom feeder position, because that is a definitely perfect attribute and definition for him. But I think we're gonna leave it at that. Living legend. Big up to everybody that pulled on up. This was fun. The Act and Odd Show, the Bad Boy Entertainment tier list. Yes, indeed. Make sure you smash that like button on your way out. Don't forget to get your 50/50 tickets. Don't forget to buy your boxes. We looking for Mel Charlo out here. You can buy box 1 through 54. One of those 54 boxes got Mel Charlo in them. If you if you get the winning box, you get half that money. We'll split you half the pot. You know what I mean? So get your boxes now. You're guaranteed $500. Once again, you're guaranteed $500 if all the boxes sell out. $ usual 50/50. You see it at the ticker at the bottom of the screen, as well as the 50/50 draw tickets are still available as well. Ongoing draw. We're announcing the winner next Friday, January 24th on Supreme Beats Boston Talk. Bullshitting on the Beltway. Make sure you get your tickets. $ usual 50/50. Yes, indeed. But yeah, salute to everybody that's pulled on up. It's your favorite, yeah, you won't say the Oddfella. Salute to the usual suspect 6. Salute to everybody up in the chat. And as far as what time the fight comes on tonight, I'm not even up on who's even fighting tonight. I'm not even up on. I don't think there's no fights tonight. I think that's next week. We might get Diego Pacheco against Steve Nelson. You know what I mean? So that's what's going down. But make sure y'all shop usualsuspect6.com and make sure y'all tap into usualsuspect6.com for our latest boxing rankings. The pound for pound list is up. But we'll probably see you next week or see you tomorrow. Usual Suspect Sundays. Hard Hitter Sports and Entertainment. Go subscribe. I'm Gizon.
usual suspect tape.